style, everybody, and welcome back to WoW Cool Robot. I'm Jake, I use the he/him pronouns, and I am joined, as always, by Max.
Hello, Jake, I'm Max. I also use he/him pronouns, and I have just kidnapped a child.
Uh-oh.
I learned it from watching the show. Media is a bad influence on me, Jake. I don't know. I'm not in control of my actions. I'm a fucking blank slate, and I watched a Gundam show, and it taught me, hey, it's okay to kidnap a 9-year-old? How old is Mineva?
Sounds about right.
Mineva Zabi.
Sounds about...
If she was born in... okay, she's 8 or 9. So awesome. Wonderful.
Love it.
We kidnapped an 8-year-old, and we're in the right. We're talking about Double Zeta. Jake, we're near the fucking end, my man.
We sure are.
This is our penultimate show-watching episode, as it were.
Ooh, damn, yeah.
Fucking... yeah. So, remember, last week, how it was kind of like doo-doo-ass garbage bullshit episode?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're out of the woods. Because I watched these episodes, and... it was fucking good.
They were great.
They were really damn good. We got to see a lot of fucking batshit robots. We're real life production meeting on air. We're a little short on time today because Jake is getting the vaccine. We love it. Golf claps for Jake. We love it. So this episode might be a little bit shorter. Who knows? You know, if you're watching the show along with us, great. You already seen it. If not, I'll watch the show also. It's a good fucking show. Anyway, let me get this ready. So how about, Jake, you start us off talking about our first episode this week.
All right, Episode 42. Core 3 Maiden, Part 1. The Gundam team are on a mission to infiltrate the mining asteroid Cicero and prevent it from docking with Core 3. Inside, they learn that the operation is being run by Chara, who is now a cyber new type. Upon seeing Judo, Chara reverts to her usual flirty self, but she is called away to deal with Pol 2, who has entered Cicero in her Quebly. The miners kidnap the Gundam team, hoping to use them as a bargaining chip to take down Chara and save the mine. The Gundam team are able to convince the miners that they're on the same side and stage a riot, which leads to Pol 2 taking L and Ru away, failing the operation and allowing Cicero to dock with Core 3.
Dear listener! I'm the Joker of Skyrim! I'm Cicero!
Oh god, I forgot about that
Cicero. I was a fucking fool. When I first played that game, I killed Cicero at the end of that questline. Now I'm like, I would never, my dear sweet boy, I would never do anything to harm you. I love you so much. I think they say Kikero in the show. So I guess you could probably say like Shishero, Cicero. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they say Kikero, but it's Cicero. It's spelled how like the funny Skyrim Jonker man. We love it. It's fine. This is cool though. At first, I did think I was watching the wrong episode though.
Yeah, it was kind of a jump from what we had just been doing.
Yeah, in media res, I like that though. I like that they didn't waste time on after we let the fucking freaks from Moon go. This is what we got into. No, it's like we're in Side 3 now. We're doing some cool fucking Metal Gear Solid ass sneaking missions. I quite like that. It's a fun little. Boom, you're in the action,
Yeah, it was really cool.
So yeah, and I believe that we had some confusion over this too. They talk about Core 3 a lot. Core 3, and they say this in the next episode, but Core 3 is the main central colony of Side 3.
And I accidentally got myself some spoilers by trying to figure out what the heck this Core 3 thing is.
So that was great. You took the bullet for me. And I didn't need to look anything up, and I was like, ooh, I'm like, I really want to look some, but I understand why you looked it up, because I'm watching it, and I'm like, I really want to look it up and find out what Core 3 is, so yeah, absolutely, I understand it.
I felt like I had missed something, because they just talk about, Core 3, and I was like, alright, what the heck is that?
Yeah, they really don't explain anything here.
And, so yeah, cool. I had to look it up.
Mm-hmm. And look what happened.
And it actually took me a little bit to even find any results because the first few things that popped up were just these episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Eventually I found it in a list of locations from Gundam Double Zeta page.
That's gonna be some weirdly sparse Wikipedia entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just Hamon's colony basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Where she lives, it's a nice. We see a little pastoral estate. We sort of see Hamon and her retainer. We still don't know this fucking guy's name. The white-haired dude. Who is he? Is he gonna do literally anything? He looks really cool, but I want to know if he has a name.
His name is Swoops.
Swoops McGee. And he's telling Haman how Chara soon is being sent out to deal with the rebels. Glemy is still doing some fucking bullshit. And we kind of cut over. We do see Glemy, who's hanging out with Rakan now. And we see Pull 2, and Pull 2's got a red Q-blade.
It looks amazing.
It looks pretty cool.
Can't go wrong with the red and gold.
It's like that really nice fucking like candy apple red. She's like driving like a fucking hot rod. The only way a Q-blade could look cool is if you gave some Guy Fieri-ass flames, I reckon. But yeah, Glemy is like, this is the time to capture Axis. I'm so glad. I know I say this every week. I'm so glad that Glemy's important. I'm so glad that I was wrong when I first saw him and assumed he'd be a one-off character.
Me too. I was going to say great. I don't know if great's the right word, but I like him. I'm glad that...
Yeah. I'm putting him in my roster of terrible blonde Gundam men.
Yeah.
I shouldn't, like, my problematic faves with Jared and Yazan. Yazan's never actually done anything problematic. Well... He killed cats. No, I'll give him a pass for that. But anyways, so the Gundam gang, they're like pushing asteroids around. They're kind of sneaking around this cool mining asteroid sort of place, and then they infiltrate it.
And before they actually get inside, a couple of mobile suits fly over them, and there's a red one in front, but then there's a pair that are. They look exactly the same, except they're like mirrored, and one is red and one is blue. And I was like, oh, I know that they're going to do some gimmicky bullshit with these guys, and I love it. I'm here for it.
It reminded me a lot. You've seen Evangelion, right, Jake?
Yeah.
It reminded me of the episode where Asuka and Shinji have to, like, work in unison to fight, like, that weird clockwork-looking angel.
Oh, yes.
These are the we'll see them more later. But we can talk about it now. These are the Gazelle and the Gazar, which is a very fun name. Interestingly enough, though, they don't look like Gazas. They look more like Galbaldis from Zeta. Like they have that weird, like sort of Gelgoog-ish chicken head.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but they're kind of like silvery white with like I think R has red trim, L has blue trim, and like you said, that gigantic fucking shoulder pad.
Oh, yes.
Very, very stupid. I love it. I don't really care much for these in the grand scheme of things. I see them and I say, yeah, it's a fucking robot. But like, yeah, I appreciate how stupid they are, That's what I can say about it. So yeah, we see those flying overhead and like an asteroid blows up near them without a warning. And you think that they're under attack, but no, I think it's just like people carelessly mining around.
I thought that was going to be like brought back up or something, like because they're like, oh, that's weird that they did that without any sort of warning.
No, it just happened. I think it just has some like
Chekhov's
fucking
exploding asteroid.
Bad supervision on Cicero right now. But then we're in the cafeteria, and the Gundam team is kind of talking about how people in here, like, we know they don't really like Haman or Zeon. They know they're not from here, so like they're gonna try and it's like the episode of Avatar on the that prison where they like try and start a riot on their own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
They kind of pretend to be workers, and they see like a young girl handing out lunches to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Who looks a lot like Lena, but it's not Lena. She just has like same face disease.
Yeah, she kind of does. I didn't really think about that, but that is absolutely true.
Yeah. I think she has like the same eye color. Like, she has like brown hair, a little bit longer than Lena's was. So it like, I was like, is it going to be the kind of thing where it's like, she's been here, she's older, she's longer, but it's not Lena. Her name is Rukina. We learn that later, but I'll tell you now.
A lot later.
Rutina, yeah. Yeah, we don't learn it like near the end. It's weird. Yeah, we hear the workers, the actual workers of the mine, talking about how Chara's in charge. Cat Eye Chara, which is a very fucking fun thing.
Yeah.
I think whenever you look up a Gundam character, it wants you to go to like the villains wiki if they're like a member of Zeon or what have you. And it says her nickname there is Chara the Catwoman. And that's a lot. That's not really that's not what she is.
That's a lot different.
She's not the cat. She just has like that cool sort of cat eye eyeshadow. She's not a fucking Catwoman. She's not Maureen from It's Always Sunny.
Catwoman has a whip, and she has a whip. They're basically the same character.
Damn, it's true. When did the Catwoman with Gundam... Why did I fucking say Gundam? I meant Batman. Why the fuck... Jesus, Jake, my mind is deteriorating. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Batman movie that had Catwoman in it was after Double Zeta, so we did it first. Yeah. But they're acting up, and they're like kind of. There's this one guy who's really fucking sad, and he's like, "I don't want to eat this. It's nothing like my wife's cooking."
Oh man, I wanted to just like give him a hug. It's like, okay, guy.
No, he's one of the first wife guys in Gundam. We love it.
But then he starts talking about how much he hates Hamon, he hates Chara, and like he starts yelling about how like terrible they are. And all the other workers are like, dude, shut the fuck up.
You better not say that shit.
Fucking knock it off.
She's gonna get you. And it, like there's this little altercation where Beach is there. He's trying to rile people up, and like the one guy's like, I'm gonna fucking beat this kid up instead. Take out all my worries. And Beach is like, hey, buddy, there's a way that we can all leave here safely. You don't need to beat me, a child, up.
Yeah, he kind of does like the eyebrow wiggle, like, hey, I gotta.
Yeah, He does DreamWorks face.
Before he can radicalize him too much, Chara shows up and like starts yelling at everybody.
Speaking of radical,
she's like, "You're all taking too long of a break. You're handing out the lunches too slow," and she just starts whipping randomly at everybody.
Yeah, she has a whip. She's cool now. Her outfit is fucking something else.
It's impractical for sure.
Well, you see, Jake, nothing's impractical in space, so jot that down.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But she has the same hair. Her eyeshadow is no longer teal, it's red, which I think doesn't look as good because the teal really popped against the red and yellow of her hair. But she's wearing, like, basically, like a jumpsuit. Not a jumpsuit, like a leotard, kind of. It goes all the way down to legs, but, like, basically a bunch of holes along the sides, so you see, like, her thighs and the sides of her ass, and, like, she is even more tits out than she was before. Like, her top is unzipped, like, almost down to her belly button, pretty much. Like, Chara is fucking... It's hot girl summer for Chara.
And then Judo, the lovable dumbass that he is, he just jumps out and, like, yells at her to stop.
Yep, that's right.
And I was like,
bro.
Hey, you're trying to be sneaky, buddy. Like,
hey, bro.
Come on now.
Don't do this. But then she's like, oh, Judo, my friend! And she just runs up and gives him a hug, and then, you know, she does the funny, smushes his face into her titties. But at the same time, she's not, like, rude anymore. She sees Judo, she's very happy. It's like, oh, I love that she's still, like, a goofy, funny villain and not, like, the Rakan tier of, like, evil, rude war crimes person.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as she's suffocating him, two guys show up and, like, yell for her.
They are Lance and Nee, I believe.
And they are the pilots of those two cool twin Gundams.
I just call her I just call them the twins. You don't really need to know who they are.
I just wrote the dudes every time because I could never remember their names.
What could be better than this? Just guys being dudes. But yeah, they're here and they like kind of they tell her to calm down because, you know, she's not like that anymore. And they sort of mention to her how the Q-Blade slipped inside the colony, but like no one kind of allowed it to come in. So they kind of have to like go off and investigate that.
And an interesting thing they said is they're like, well, who opened the airlock? It opened spontaneously. And she's like, that's impossible.
Or is it?
Yeah.
And they walk off and like the workers are sort of like accusing Judo of being a spy because Chara was so nice to him, but then they all have to kind of like fuck off and go back to work anyhow. Once again, Elle coming in here saying, it's all Boobzilla's fault. Love that for her. Love that that's back.
I love that one of the workers is like, well, why else would she hug you like that?
Yeah. Why would she smush your face into her badonko honkaroos?
And Judo's just trying to explain to her, like, guys, that's just how she is.
She's a fucking maniac. Not to them,
like,
though.
No, we work with her. We know how she is. She's not like that.
She doesn't lovingly put my face into her King Dodongos.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up, man. But the cafeteria girl who's here, she like kind of goes over to the Gundam team who are still hanging out, and she's like, hey, I know you're not from here. And she kind of gives them food. And we learn that she's 12, and she's been forced to work in here because her father left, so she had to be conscripted in his place. And Judo's like, that's fucked up.
She thinks her father died.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely dead.
Because the Zeon showed up, and he just disappeared.
Yep. He's definitely dead. There is no other explanation. He's dead. We never see him again.
And while they're talking to her, we see some of the guys that were workers. They're kind of still standing by the door, and they're like, we can use these kids. Mm-hmm. And then they walk out. Not
what you want to see, but no, it's a plot thread. And we basically, we cut back over. Chara is in the docking bay with the twins, and Pole 2 is here, and the Cublade's just kind of fucking hanging out. It's like, it looks like it's stuck to the ceiling somehow. Like the way it's kind of like
the Spider-Man shit.
Yeah, exactly. She's Spider-Man's Cublade. And she's wearing this cool sort of headset, because what she does is like, she walks in and Chara's like, hey, the fuck are you? Who let the small child in here? And Pull 2 is like, Cicero has rancid fucking vibes, and check this out. And she just like, from standing, activates our funnels, which are like spinning around the entire docking bay, kind of like pinning Chara and the twins in place. And she kind of like grabs one of those fucking Star Wars hover bike to go investigate the mining asteroid.
She's like, these are going to babysit you. I'm going to leave. Don't follow me.
Make sure you don't stay up too late. You know, we left some money on the table for order of pizza. You guys behave. And then, of course, cutting back over, the plot thread resolved immediately because as the Gundam team continues to the asteroid, that, like, fucking army of workers has, like, batons and, like, attacks and beats up and ties them all with kids. Yikes.
And after they beat them up and tie them up, they're like, we're not going to hurt you.
We're not going to... Well, you see, Jake, they're correct because they say we're not going to hurt you, implying that they won't hurt them from that point on because they already were hurt and they don't need to be hurt again.
Oh, gotcha.
You see, it's the semantics of it all. They're very particular. These mining asteroid workers.
And then Rutina is kind of watching from like a upper passageway, and she sees a van pull up, and they load the kids into the back. And,
just a regular fucking van. It's really funny that like. Even, I guess it's to, ore and shit and materials, but, like, it's very funny that on this, like, advanced mining asteroid, they'd have, like, a future space van.
It's literally just like a work van.
Yeah.
But it hovers.
It hovers, exactly. That's the only thing. But yeah, she's looking, and she sees, Oi, mister, you me dad?
The driver of the van is Girl's dad.
So, what the fuck? Like... Has he been working on this asteroid like the entire time too? And they just never ran into each other? I don't get it.
Yeah, no, he's kind of a shithead.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't look terribly trustworthy. He has like slicked back hair, and you can't fucking trust anyone with slicked back hair.
Not at all.
Visual design language for a villain. But yeah, the fucking Gundam team's all tied up, right? They're in like one of the actual tunnels of the asteroid. And they're kind of being bait for Chara right now because, Chara clearly likes them, so she's going to go and try and rescue them, and that's when they're going to kill her, capture her? It's unclear. I don't think they fully thought this plan through.
Yeah. They never really say. They're just like, oh, Chara likes these guys. We're gonna take them.
Mm-hmm. Taking your toys.
And Beach is like, guys, we're AUG.
Yeah.
We're on your team. And they just kind of laugh it off.
Yeah. And then Mondo's like, we're from the Nail Argama. And they're like, could this be true? So I guess Mondo just looks more trustworthy than Beecha does.
I was going to say, they can feel the leftover aura from his good boy shorts.
Exactly. They know that he once wore a bow tie and suspenders, and they know that he would tell no lies.
Yeah. He's just immaculate good boy.
Mm-hmm. What I don't really get, though, is like, the Nail Argama is clearly a very new ship, so like, why would these randos who've been working on a mining asteroid respond to that and not like the well-known organization that's like fighting against the people who are enslaving them?
Yeah, that's
You know what it is? It's probably the fucking lead fumes from this asteroid.
I was gonna say, I get that the Argama was a famous ship. But if somebody came up to me and he's like, I'm on the new Argama, I'd be like, okay, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, yeah, my uncle works at Nintendo. What of it, kid? They're tied up, and then like upon this, they kind of think like, wait, and they look over like, hey, Roy, who's Rutina's dad and the leader of this, and he's like, I don't fucking care. Like, we'll deal with that later. Continue the plan.
But then they hear someone coming down the tunnel.
Yeah, who could it be?
So they turn off all the lights and they hide behind some boxes. And they hear Rutina yelling, "Dad, Dad, are you there?"
And then I think is this when she says it's me, Rutina? And we finally learn her name?
finally hear her name.
Yeah, and then Roy's like, fuck, don't shoot, it's Rutina, and then he flies over, and like, happy reunion, and he kind of tries to explain why he didn't get conscripted, and like, one of the soldiers is like, well, if he was conscripted, he would have, like, conditions would have been awful. It's like, yeah, motherfucker, she knows, because she was conscripted in his place. What point are you trying to make here?
And Judo, like, chews him out for abandoning his kid.
As he should.
And she's like, hey, Dad, why are they all tied up? They're good people.
Yeah. It's just fucking... I don't know.
And so Judo's like, yeah, if your goal is to take down Haman, let's work together.
Mm-hmm. We can be friends.
And so he unties the boys.
Yeah, not the girls, though. They have to still fucking hang back as collateral, I suppose.
And while this is all going on, Pole 2 is kind of like hiding in the background, like she snuck in after Rutina. She's like watching from behind a box.
Yeah,
and,
just kind of being a sneaky sneak. And she's like, this is probably not great.
And she tries to like reach out to the Cubely through her headset deal.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, I got really bad reception down here. So then she like runs away and leaves to go back to it.
Yes. And like, that makes like an earthquake. I guess earthquake. The whole asteroid shakes doing that. But yeah, she's interrupted by the good vibes and can't fucking do it. We cut back to the hangar. Chara and the twins are like trying to deactivate the funnels. They have a guy like in a mobile worker kind of like floating towards one of them trying to grab it. I really like how this scene kind of shows how big funnels actually are compared to a human. Because funnels are tiny
really cool
for a mobile suit. So they're like the size of a person pretty much otherwise.
Heck yeah.
And then of course Pole's like, you can't fucking do that easily. And then she activates the funnels and it spins around, She's still not shooting them. She's still not like causing wanton destruction, but she's having a little bit of fun with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so now that she's close enough to kind of get reception to it, she has it like fly back towards her, and she'll meet it somewhere in the middle. And Kara's like, "Whoa, hey, chase after that!"
Yeah, we go fucking get it. And as this happens, like the riot sort of starts. This fake riot. There's like bullets flying everywhere, like lasers flying everywhere. And Chara, the twins go after the Cubelay, and Kara's running, and then Judo runs up to Chara in the confusion, and he sort of like tries to reason with her, and he does it in maybe the most tactful way imaginable by saying, "Why not end the war and relax by doing laundry?"
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck you, Judo!
Judo, you can't fucking say that." Remember the good times we had when you were like a prisoner on our ship and we made you do hard labor? Wasn't that fucking great?
Don't you miss folding our towels?
Don't you miss folding our stinky exercise shorts? What the fuck, Judo?
She gets pissed and like tries to whip at him.
Yeah, and important to note, this does not work on her at all. She's like, what the? She's like, you're being so rude, you little fucking boy. Like, I'm gonna kick your ass.
And he's like, she must be under mind control, or maybe not. Maybe you just suck, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's also mind control, Jake. Both can be true.
I know.
Both can be true. She was fed the pill, Jake. She got the pill.
I just want it to be that. He sucks at trying to convince her to go back.
Unfortunately, Judo's canceled. Very, very sad. I thought we'd last the entire series, but alas.
Bicha is the new main character. He gets what he wants now.
I'd like Mondo to be the main character, actually. Mondo's good now.
Mondo got his arc.
That's true. Yeah, Mondo's just a background character now. We cut over. The other three boys are with Roy. They kind of blow a hole in the asteroid where it's like, all right, fucking escape. Because Roy knows, they're going to escape and call the Nail Argama, which is going to come save them. Very, very nice. The twins run off to get in their gazelles and gazars. The girls are escaping through the tunnels now. Because they, I guess everyone left because, the fucking fake riot's happening. So they go out and then they start seeing dead fucking bodies.
Yeah, Rutina untied them because she's like, I don't like that he tied you up, so let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they find a guy who is, who I thought at first was dead.
Mm-hmm.
And Pole 2 is like standing over him with her gun out, and she points it at the girls and she asks where Judo is. And Rue's just like, nope, and grabs them and like turns around to run. But a funnel pops up behind her.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, she's like, tell me or I will shoot you.
Big fucking funnel. I just love it. It's just so cool looking. And Rutina's like, you wouldn't shoot me. You're a good person. And we get as this is happening, like one of the soldiers is kind of getting up and trying to grab his rifle. Did I just like look away at the wrong time, or was that like a completely pointless scene and nothing happened from it?
That does matter later.
Okay, I must have just like looked away at the exact wrong time then as I was writing my notes down. Wonderful.
He comes back up later.
Okay. But yeah, Pole's like, Rutina rather is telling Pole 2, you're a good person. You wouldn't actually kill them. We cut back over again after we see the guy kind of get up. Judo is still fucking trying to sway Chara with the laundry and is like not working. But finally he gets to her by saying, hey, remember Moon? Rosara died.
And she's like, wait, Rosara's dead? And snaps out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they see the twins walking around the corner, and they see Judo and they have to shoot at him.
Mm-hmm.
So Chara pushes him down out of the way.
Got them fucking airbags.
Haha, funny boobs in the face.
She got her fucking babungus. We love it. But yeah, she fucking tackles Judo and like pushes him out of the way. And the twins are like, they're like getting Chara up and they're like, what is your fucking deal? And then they say the line, they say, are you a cyber new type 2? Fucking confirmed Chara Soon's a cyber new type. I knew it. Maybe
hell yeah.
I don't think she was before, but she definitely is now because she's rude now because she got fucking reprogrammed by the Wario pills.
They pull their guns out on Judo and they're like, who are you and why do you affect her so greatly?
Mm-hmm. And he says, I'm baby.
He goes, I don't know. And then there's an explosion.
I'm just a little guy. Come on. There's an explosion. And then the fucking Zeta pokes its head through the hole. It's very silly. I love the sheer amount of shots we get in this entire series of a like comedic mobile suit's head poking up out of nowhere.
Yeah. And then Judo uses that moment to escape through the hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm. He just jumps out. He doesn't get anything. He's just like in his spacesuit. It's like, wee!
Yeah, he's got his normal suit on and he's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Peace. And Chara tells the twins to go activate the Gamalk, which is the name of her mobile suit. And it's we get a big old space fight. We get to see the double Zeta form. The Gamalk is pretty cool looking.
It is. Let me pull it up.
It's a lot. So, yeah, you want to... I talked about the Gazelles. You want to tell us about the Gamalk, Jake?
So, the Gamalk is the big red one that we saw flying with them earlier in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
It is Chara's new mobile suits. It's a big, bulky red guy.
Big chunker.
With like some darker red for the fingers.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some really nice purple accents, like on the guns and on the chest. And kind of like near its, if it were a person, near its ankles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got that just beautiful mono eye camera.
Yes, that nice green.
Big old shoulders, not as big as some of the other big old shoulders in this.
Mm-hmm. Pretty big though.
And it's just got, I think the word is verniers.
Yeah, we got verniers and blasters just out the wazoo. This thing is covered
all
in shit.
over the damn suit.
My absolute favorite thing about the Gamalk, it does not have hands. It has mittens.
It really does.
If you look at its hands, it doesn't have fingers. Like it has a thumb and it has all of its other fingers, but it's like as if it's wearing a mitten. It is so goofy looking.
And part of why it does that is because it doesn't need to grab a rifle, because you see the purple little things right above its hand are guns, and I'm pretty sure that there's guns built into its hands as well.
Yep. You don't need to grab a rifle if you are a rifle.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very, very silly looking. It's goofy, and it's like firing like crazy. Judo's trying to snap Chara out of it still, but she's resisting. Like, he cannot get through to her. And she ends up making him retreat because like she's just like fucking blasting everything. It's like the level of Psycho Gundam with its belly button cannons. Like, he can't do nothing, so he has to kind of fly away. And we all kind of regroup later with the rebels back at the mine. Judo learns that Pole 2 took the girls and Rutina with them. Is this one the other guy?
Yeah, so I think we skipped ahead in my notes a little bit. So, yeah, the guy that, like, started to set up, he's the one telling them that,
right.
Pole 2 took the girls with her, and,
when that first started happening, I was afraid that, like, he was gonna, like, shoot at one of them. Like, I was afraid he was gonna end up shooting Pole, and, like, Pole was gonna have to fire him, and that would have ended up hurting the girls. But no, he just kind of was like, we just showed him getting up so he could tell the other people what happened.
The way I imagine this happened is that, like, they showed his face the first time that like they walked in that hall, and then never showed him moving. And they got to the scene, and they're like, "We should probably do something to show that he's not dead earlier."
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I get it.
Like,
I get it.
Like I could see that being like a director's note or something.
Yeah. Editor's note. This guy don't die. But yeah, they learn pull two with the girls. They gotta go chase after them, and Mondo's like, "Let's fucking do it." And Judo's like, "No, we will not rush in." And he grabs Mondo by the cheeks and like smushes his face together.
Just makes the perfect little face.
Oh, fucking honestly, I'm gonna make an emoji out of this later because it's very, very cute.
Hell yeah.
But he's like, if you rush in, like, we're gonna have another Rasara situation on our hands.
Shit.
Yeah, and the last thing we see is Cicero docks with Core 3, and the plan failed. Uh-oh. Ah, beans. Ah, jeez.
Yeah, it's nothing really went our hero's way this time.
Very, very sad. Oh well, you know, it'd be like that.
Sometimes it do.
Sometimes it do. And that's episode. All right, Jake, let us go on to talk about episode 43 of Gundam Double Zeta. Core 3 Maiden, part 2. I wasn't able to finish my episode summary for this. So let me just, first of all, I'm going to scroll down and see if the one from the website's good. Yeah. In this episode, the Neo-Zeon forces move in to put down the Cicero uprising. Pull 2 moves out, having received orders from Glemy to assassinate Haman Karn. However, she lets the captive... Oh, God, her name is Lucina, not Rukina. Oh, it makes sense that it'd be Lucina, because it's Romanized. Ah, shit. She's Lucina Fire Emblem, Jake. Yeah, lets Lucina say changes come over her personality. Judo rescues L and the others from Haman's mansion, then confronts Pull 2 in the Cube Mark II. This one, shit fucking pops off.
Yes, it does.
Glemy started to do the damn thing. Good for him. Well, it's more Pull 2 doing the damn thing, but like, you know, the fucking things have been set in motion which cannot be unset in motion.
Uh-oh.
This one, let's see. See, I think starting this one out, we finally learned that Core 3 is like the main Side 3 colony. I don't know why they didn't tell us that until now, but you know, whatever. And
yeah.
and a Neo-Zeon force enters Cicero to eliminate the rebels in the Gundam team. They're like, we know there's rebels here, we know the Gundam team's here, we're going to kill them. Fucking let us in now.
And these Zeon guys who are searching for them are really bad at their job. Because there's one shot where like
bad.
There's one shot where they're standing there looking around, and Judo, Roy, and I think Bicha are like basically just standing behind a pole. Like they're literally just right around the corner.
It's like the fucking
amazing.
Undertale thing where Frisk hides behind a lamp perfectly shaped like their body from the side.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot about that. God, that's a good game.
It's a good fucking game. Good game. And we see the girls are at the Zeon Palace in Core 3 now. And wouldn't you know it, they're like, we're going to escape. And they burst into a room, and then we're fucking Minerva's, we know Minerva Yappi's in here. Oh, no, you scared me. I'm scared now.
And the soldiers immediately like burst into the room because they didn't do anything but just shut the door.
Yeah.
And Pull 2 has kind of a weird moment when looking at Minerva.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what is this implying?
I think I'm going to make a wild guess. I don't think so. Okay, we know Pull 2 is a clone of Pull, and I think Pull 1. I don't think she's a regular human. I think Pull 1 might be like some sort of clone of Minerva. I don't know. They don't really look that alike, but they look alike enough that it might be true. Might be like a Jango Fett Boba Fett situation. But maybe Pull 2, in order to clone the Cyber New type Pull, she had to be like raised like normal-ish. I really don't know. I don't know what the point of this scene was. Maybe we'll get more for that later, but it could also be Pull 2 just being like, oh shit, I shouldn't hold a gun at a fucking... I'm supposedly a good person. I shouldn't hold a gun at a little scared 8-year-old.
Especially the one who is technically my princess.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It could be that too, of her not knowing. It's like, oh shit, am I doing the right thing? And that'll be a thing later.
I had a stupid idea that I'm pretty sure is not.
I love stupid ideas.
Is not the solution. But you watched Dragon Ball Z before, right?
Oh my god, Jake, I fucking love Dragon Ball.
So Cell is technically a clone made of a bunch of different people's stuff.
Yeah, he's it's like a ship of Theseus with him.
What if Pull just has some Minerva in her and some other people?
Shit. She's like the fucking... We took the best of everyone, turned it into a little girl, and she's dead now, but we have rude clones of her. Damn, okay.
And I'm sure that's not what it is, but like, it's a thought that came across my head, and I just had to say it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm holding on to it. We got 3 more episodes of this, so we could find out something. We could find out something. But yeah, they end up getting recaptured, and like nothing really comes of the scene except for seeing Paul to hesitate with the gun at Minerva. But poor Minerva's a little scared, so scared. And they just get recaptured again. It's fine.
And then we cut over to Roy is with the boys.
Yeah, Roy and the boys.
And he leads them to like a secret room where he has some subordinates making plans and stuff.
Did you get the password for this room?
I found it very funny in the moment, but I don't remember what it was.
It's like some like regular nondescript looking room, but he knocks on it, and the guy behind the door says, "Where's Mary's little lamb?" And Roy responds, "Already eaten," and he gets let in.
Yeah,
I love that fucking call and response password. And the shot, I love that shot. It's one of those huddle shots where the camera's below them, and you're looking up, and they're all like gathered around a table, the map, like trying to figure out what their plans are. Very, very silly.
And Beecha, the motherfucker that he is, is like, hey, what if we just took the high mega cannon, pointed it just right at that house that Hamon's staying at, and blasted it into the colony?
I can't think of a single thing wrong with this plan, Beecha. Tremendous work as always.
And everybody's immediately like, dude.
Fucking what, dude?
No. Don't do that.
No.
That's gonna... Do you know how many people live here?
Yeah, God,
Over
Beecha.
5 million.
That's a lot of fucking people. Fucking Beecha, man. Like, he's good except for when he isn't. Which, to be fair, lately he's been good a lot more than he isn't. But still, it's like, come on, dude. Like, we already had this plot thread earlier. But the first time we had the fucking high mega cannon, we don't need it again.
But Eno has a plan where they can still use the high mega cannon, but be safe about it.
Yeah, let's be safe about the weapon of mass destruction. Good plan. Yeah. And we'll get more on that later, because we kind of cut over now. We're in the Xeon throne room now. And we see Pull 2, who's in, like, Xeon military gear now, and, like, the funny Nazi-looking outfits. And she has to bend the knee to widow baby Minerva Dappy.
And Hamon is like, Pull 2, Glemy has spoken highly of you to me.
I would, too.
And then she says just something that cracked me up.
Yeah.
She goes, were you and LP Pull twin sisters?
The fuck, Hamon? You know what she is.
I was just like, can you imagine having like that situation where you're like, hi Jake, meet my brother Max too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh, you're twin brothers, of course.
Yeah, meet my twin brother Max too. And I was like, I'd be like, no, wait, what? No, no. Like, you're fucking with me, is what I would think.
Hamon, you know
this
that
is
Glemy,
real.
You know that Glemy has a fucking new type core. Like, you could probably figure out that she's a clone. She has 2 in her fucking name.
Yeah, and she looks exactly the same, and her name is 2.
It's Hamon, you're smarter than this. Come on, girl.
Or maybe Hamon is just trying to get her to say that she's a clone. Like, maybe Hamon is just messing with her.
I think it's the latter. I think Hamon knows what's going on. Because, I mean, Hamon knows Glemy's betraying her. Hamon knows that he's going to attack her. So she probably also has figured this out, too. Because she's like... Because when Pull 2 says, I don't know her, Hamon's like, so that's what you believe. So clearly Hamon knows more than she's letting on here. And we see Pull 2, she kind of opens her fist. She does, like, the funny Arthur hand. And it cuts over to Chara, and in Pull 2's head, she's like, the pressure here is too much. I can't do anything right now. So she's definitely was sent here to, like, straight up kill Hamon right now, but can't do it.
And as she's leaving, Hamon is like, damn Glemy for getting a cyber new type so close to me.
Damn the Chara's right there, Hamon. Like, I know,
she's not his cyber new type.
Yeah, that's true, but it's just very funny. It's like Chara's just right in the room. It's like, I fucking hate cyber new types. Oh, God.
Then we cut back to Eno and them, and they're all getting like ready to hop back in their mobile suits and fly out. And Eno's plan is to shoot where the Cicero and Core 3 are connected and blast them apart.
Honestly, a good fucking plan.
And Roy's kind of like unsure about the plan. But Judo's like, well, we know it's because you're just worried about your daughter.
Yeah.
But we're going to make sure she's safe.
Yeah. I mean, I was worried because famously saying, I know you're worried about someone, we'll keep them safe, does not always end well in Gundam.
And then Judo says that like Roy's part of the plan is to get his rebel forces and drive the Zeon forces out of the Cicero before the Argama shows up.
Yeah. I like this scene that comes up after this. It's really, really cool.
Oh, it was so rad.
Beach's in the double Zeta, Mondo's in the Zeta, and they burst out back to back and like begin fighting and luring all the Gazas away. And like these boys are going fucking ape right now. It's rules.
And they're just like taking out enemy suits left and right, and then they say something about like, oh, there's a whole swarm waiting for us, and they fly off and they lead the swarm after them.
Oh god, I love it. And at the same time, Eno and Judo kind of like fly out in their little cores because they're covered in dummies right now, like a little dummy asteroid. And Eno's going to fly back to the Argama to get the cannon ready, and Judo's going to fly into Core 3 to rescue the girls. And it's just like I really love to see Bicha and Mondo being fucking very competent and very good at their jobs.
Hell yeah. And eventually they get kind of like overwhelmed. And they hide behind an asteroid and like shoot some dummy versions of themselves. Yeah.
And they're fine. They're just able to like,
to give themselves a breather.
Exactly. And so after this, we cut back over. The girls have been captured again. And they're like in a sort of like cell in the basement of this mansion. Elle's talking about wanting to use her feminine wiles to seduce the guard. And then like Pull 2 opens the door and Elle's like, oh, just stretching.
And Pull 2 tells Rutina to come with her. And Eleanor are like, no way, you're not taking her without going through us first. And Pull,
she just fucking
Pull shoots a shot into the room, and she's like, I have a gun.
I'm gonna fucking shoot you. And they're like, oh shit, okay, fuck.
And Rutina's like, no, I'll go with her.
Yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, she like backs away, holding the gun at them, and they takes Rutina out. And they're kind of walking through the forest around the house, the mansion. And Pull's like, all right, go. And like, you got to leave, see your father. And Rutina's like, whoa, you're letting me go. You're a good person. If you're letting me go, then let them go too. And, it's this whole thing of Pull's like, no, don't care about anyone else, only yourself. Like, fucking go, because shit's going to go down here pretty soon.
And Team Chara sees Rutina and Pull talking, and they're like, "Oh, this girl must be a spy for
an agent of Glemy." It's always fucking Glemy with these people.
And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna follow her." And then we cut to Judo. He has sneaked into Core 3, and he's just walking around the woods, and he's like, "Oh man, I wonder how I'm gonna find those girls. Where would they be at?"
And then, speak of the devil, he sees Rutina walking around. He's like, oh shit, Rutina, hey, how's it going?
And then Team Chara sees Judo talking to Rutina, and since she's working for Glemy, they think that, the Gundam team and the Cicero rebels must be secretly being controlled by Glemy behind the scenes.
That's right. And they jump out and they all have guns, and Judo has a gun, but 3 against 1, Judo has to kind of throw his gun away. But before anything can come of it, fucking Pull buzzes them in the Cubelay, being chased by 2 Gazas. You can't, this is a no-fly zone, Pull. What are you doing, Pull?
And she blows those Gazas up like no problem.
I'm beginning to think that Glemy's rebellion has begun.
Maybe. Chara and the twins run off to get their mobile suits and help stop Pull. And Pull 2 is just unloading on the villa and the surrounding area.
Yeah, she can't be fucking stopped. She
kill him on.
She is sicko mode right now. It fucking and as this is happening, Haman just laughs. She's like, ha 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 ha. He couldn't wait. He jumped at the chance. And then the fucking guy comes in. He's like, Axis is falling. And she's like, oh, whatever. It's fine. She knows that Glemy was going to do this anytime, and so it finally is happening. So now she's able to be like, time to fight back, motherfucker.
And she orders the guy to assemble all forces in the port.
Mm-hmm.
And Pole 2 is just, we cut back to her just like attacking the manor and taking out easily any defenses that come to try to stop her.
Mm-hmm. It's like fucking Keyblade. What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
And Chara and the twins show up.
Yeah.
And she is about to go apeshit sicko mode when...
Oh, excuse me, Miss Chara, we're in a colony, don't fucking do this.
And they're like, let us fight her. And these fucking guys.
Oh my god!
They're so cool. They kind of hover while they move like the Rick Doms, and they've got
just
big
like
lances that like spark energy out of the end.
Oh my god, and if it hovers, if it has a lance, that's how I fucking love a suit. It's like, I just wish it didn't look as... I wish it didn't have a Galbaldy head, basically. I just don't like the Galbaldy at all, but like, everything else, they're so fucking sick. They're like weaving in and out of each other. But of course, Pole's like, okay, I have funnels. Doesn't really do a whole lot against her.
Yeah. She's like, I am awesome, and just easily dodges everything.
Yeah. And like, we get a short scene of Rue and Elle inside the cell, and like, you know, all the fighting, like, is a mobile suit battle happening outside? And Elle's like, is Judo here to save us? And Rue was like, this is overboard even for him, I think. Judo's dumb, but he's not gonna do this.
And we see the Zeon forces getting attacked by the rebels inside the mining colony.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rutina has snuck Judo back to the house.
Yes.
And leads him to the cell where Rue and Elle are being held.
The voice of God, they both say in unison, as Judo knocks on the door and like shoots the lock off for them. It's very cute.
And as they're like exiting the mansion, they cross path with Haman's group. She's got Minerva with her.
Fucking, of course they do. They can't, like... Haman may be a fucking freak psycho, but like, she's onto something when she says that new types are drawn to each other, because she and Judo cannot stop bumping into each other in hallways.
And then they kind of have a standoff.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're a new type. You're drawn to me.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, I don't know, you're fucking crazy, lady. And she says an interesting thing here. She's like, are you making this barrier? And Judo's like, yeah, I've been feeling the pressure. So... I'm pretty sure that barrier is Pole protecting Judo, not like Judo consciously doing new type bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, we see it more physically later on, but it's interesting, like, Judo's a really good new type, you know? Like, even without Pole, I feel like he's like a fucking... Because we've seen what he was like when Haman shot Lena back then, you know? Like, the kid is scary. Like, Haman needs to fucking watch it. Yeah. That's the thing. I really like the sort of comparison of the three main new types from the first three Gundam series. Like, Amuro grew into being a new type, but he was already a really good pilot beforehand. And Camille got, you know, he was like the emotional sort of core of new type. Like, he learned how to be a new type pretty much. But Judo's like, I am a new type and I'm going to fucking like new type punch my way out of every situation I possibly can. He's the muscle. Like, Amuro's the technique. Camille is, I guess, balanced, and Judo is like power mode.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they feel the house like start to rumble.
Yeah.
And Judo jumps forward and like pushes Haman and Minerva's babysitter out of the way.
She's not the same girl from Zeta, but I thought she was. And I was like, didn't you fucking die? Like, didn't you die in Char's arms? I guess you just have a lot of identical looking fucking like royal blonde Laura Dern looking retainers for Minerva.
And they're like, why did you do that? And Haman's like, oh, it's because you were drawn to protect me.
I don't want an 8-year-old to die, Haman. Jesus. You know, it's more wild shit. And then, like, because it was Chara who, like, knocked into the wall, and she fucking keeps on fighting Pole. And then Lance shows up in the Gazelle, and he's like, hey, Lady Haman, hop in.
And he just kind of sticks his hand through the hole. Like,
yeah, it's cute. And they get in there, and, like, you know, Haman's like, back away, fucker. And with a gun, they get taken away. So now Judo and Rutina and Elle and Rue have to kind of run around, and they're running towards the linear rail station. And Elle's like, "What are you fucking doing? Like, the colony's blowing up pretty much. Like, we can't be going this." And Judo's like, "Aha, I have a plan." And he just fucking parked his core fighter in the rail.
And he has them all get inside the car, and he gets inside the core fighter, and I guess just pushes it.
He literally just like pushes it with the
fighter.
nose. Yes, it's very funny, very silly.
As soon as they get out into space, Beecha and Mondo meet them out there, and he has Mondo like rip the car off the rails, and
at the same time as happens, Pull 2 like is blasted through the side of the colony and sees him, and she's like, "Ah, how convenient. Goodbye." And then she fucking. Well, first of all, Judo and Mondo, or Judo and Beecha, have to switch. They switch their cores, the belly button out of the double Zeta, so Judo can fight it. And then like Judo just like stops in front of Pull and like outstretches his arms. And then Pull 2 can't do anything because fucking Pull 1's spirit is like emanating here, like stopping her. Fucking let's go. I love this shit.
And Judo is like, instead of fighting Pull 2, he's just trying to talk to her. He's like, well, why did you save Rutina? Yeah. You know, he's like, is it because she reminds you of Pull, who you killed? Or no, maybe she reminds you of yourself.
And Pull fucking hates this. She's freaking out. She's like, no! And Judo tells her to face her own heart, and then, you know, Pull loses it and like starts firing at Judo, and she fires all of her funnels, but like Judo's like dodging everything right now. Boy is like doing good.
And then the Argama shows up.
Yes.
And Ino is kind of commanding them to prepare to fire.
Mm-hmm.
And Roy gets like I don't know, he looks at his watch and is like, oh, but it's time to go. And Judo tells Pull to get out of the way, but she thinks that it's just a trick.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Not a trick.
And then the high mega cannon blasts and just huge... And then we see the Cubile is just in the way of the of the laser.
Yeah.
And we see it just get incinerated and destroyed.
But it's fine. A little cherry pit escapes.
So she launches out in the escape pod at the last moment.
Mm-hmm.
And which means she must have just been like right on the edge of the beam, because otherwise I don't think she would have had a...
She nearly fucking beefed it. Not great. But she's fine. And yeah, like the Cicero colony is severed from Core 3 now.
And they immediately put the rockets on to like get the fuck away from the colony.
Yeah, they're like, let's go! Let's get out of here, chief! And then we kind of like, we're back on. We cut back over to Haman in the fucking Palace of Versailles. And Chara wants to go out after them, and Haman's like, no, like, we have to deal with that little fucking blonde freak first. And then Haman puts Chara in charge of, like, the anti-Glemy get his ass moment. It's good.
And they also are like, oh, we need to go get this. We need to, like, reclaim the Cicero. And she's like, no, we have bigger issues right now.
We got bigger fish to fry. And then we cut back over again. We're on the asteroid. And Rutina and Roy finally get to reunite. I was really worried, but no. They're fine. And they sort of say, like, yeah, we have enough food and supplies to survive until we can migrate to another colony. And Rutina sort of tells Judo, hey, Pull 2 isn't so bad. And Judo's like, yeah, I know. And they fly off.
And we get a cool shot of just, like, the asteroid flying one way and their 3 little ships flying out of it and, like, leaving a little trail behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the episode ends. It's just really nice.
Yeah, it's good. I liked it. Well... I think it's time for us to go sicko mode. What is the third episode, Jake?
Episode 44. Emery's Glory. Using the revolt against Haman to take control of Axis, Glemy battles Chara's fleet. Judo and Rue use the chance to sneak into Core 3 in order to kidnap Minerva, but fell. As the Nail Argama appears to be supporting Haman's side, Pull 2 approaches in the new mobile armor, Queen Mansa.
Oh, it's fucking... Oh, God, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, it's so cool.
This is when shit pops off for real.
Oh, yeah.
So, but, like, this was so fucking funny. Because this episode starts out, and they're like, we are going to kidnap a child.
And Eno's like, no, don't do that, actually, please.
The fucking level-headed one, you fucking square.
And Emery's like... I also disagree, but not because of anything morally. I just think that it's bad strategy right now.
Mm-hmm.
We need to wait them out and just let them all fight.
But consider, Haman is so busy dealing with Glemy right now. If we can take Minerva, we could take little baby Minerva, then she'll be really fucked up. And that's good enough of a reason as any.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and we get fucking Emery eventually. Emery's like, all right, whatever, who gives a shit? And she kind of tells them, she's like, we're on a fucking schedule here. Be back, before the time limit runs out. And fucking
success or not.
Fucking Judo's like, that sounded just like Captain Bright. Once again, Emery's like, we're one and the same. We're the same person. Shut the fuck up, Emery.
Yeah.
He's married.
And then Judo and Rue launch in the Double Zeta and the Zeta.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And we cut over to Glemy.
Mm-hmm. Sandra.
Rakan is like concerned with the Nargama's movements, and Glemy's like, don't be, we've got this to worry about. And Pole 2 is like, if they do anything, I'll save you. I'll swoop in.
I'll fuck them up. Yeah, like, because the Argama is currently, like, it's following Karasun's fleet, so they're like, are they fucking working together? But no, I think they just have a common enemy right now, and they just happen to be in the same place at the same time. And then we fucking see this mobile suit. Holy shit.
It is Pole 2's new mobile suit, the Queen Mansa.
I think it's the Queen Mansa. NZ000 Queen Mansa. Oh my god, it's so good. And also, it's a call, rather, if you've seen Unicorn or are aware of Unicorn, you know that the NZ666 Kshatriya, this is like the predecessor of that. This is the first, like, fucking winged mobile suit sort of thing. Because this thing, first of all, it is fucking ginormous. It is 40 meters tall. It has 2 huge, like, wing binders in it. It has, like, this sort of cube-lace tail binder where the funnel hangs out. It's just really, really cool, like, green with some, like, really light green accents. A little bit of red on the thrusters. And you got some yellow. You got red eyes. Like, this thing looks so fucking dope. Oh my god, I love it.
One cool thing to note about, like, the eyes and the face, at least to me, something I kind of noticed, was that, most like Xeon and Axis suits have like the mono eye camera and pretty similar faces, but this one, no. looks like they modeled it after a Gundam, because it's got the V fin, it's got 2 eyes, it's got like the little deal in between or on its forehead, and so it kind of looks like the head is like modeled after a Gundam a bit.
I mean, it's definitely like an intimidation factor sort of thing, right? Because it's fucking, something has 2 eyes looking at you, looks like a face. You're gonna be like, oh shit, dude, oh fuck, this isn't good. Yeah. So I don't blame him. But yeah, we see that, and Pole's gonna get Nat to do her fucking nonsense fighting, but she can pilot it because, she is full of fucking Wario MDMA pills. You gotta be fucked up to get inside that thing.
And as she leaves, Rakan is like, oh, she seems really trustworthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like really affectionate towards Glemy. I don't quite care for that, but I don't think he's in it for that, so it's like, I guess it's okay. I don't know.
And then Glemy kind of gives us a news update. He's already taken Axis. Yeah. And so all he has left is to destroy Haman's fleet. And then he's going to declare war on Haman. Wait, I read that wrong. All that he has left is to destroy Chara's fleet. And then he'll declare war on Haman directly. Yeah,
no one else to fucking protect her. And then after this, we cut over. Judo and Ryu get there. They get to Core 3. And they're like in the dummies, and they kind of pop out. And we see a really cool, like a Zaku 3 is coming out. At the same time, they're kind of going in, so they kind of hide behind it, looks around, it flies off. Like, Zaku 3 is cool looking. I like it.
They really are. They're chunky.
Yeah.
The Levian Rose is getting kind of close to the battle.
Oh yeah, did we even mention that? The Levian Rose is hanging out with him the whole time because that's where Emery is.
Yeah. I don't think we did, but yeah, it's hanging out with the Argama. Mm-hmm. And Millie's like, if we get any closer, we're gonna get dragged in.
Yeah, because they're gonna be fucking. There's a goddamn war going on right now.
And Emery says, we can't let Glemy take Core 3 while Judo and Ryu are inside there.
Yeah. Not good. They're kind of our friends.
So we have to fight against them for at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a temporary truce. I mean, there's not like any complications for that. They're just kind of, they're fighting at the same people. It's fine. It's fine.
Yep. So they're going to fight alongside Chara's forces for a little bit.
For a hot second. And inside the colony, fucking Judo is like new type feeling his way inside to where Minerva is. And he's like, I can sense Haman. I know where I'm doing. And we just see a fucking like transparent PNG of Haman Karn over the city right now. It's just like she's not like in a cool pose. She's just like kind of like being like, hi. It's just very silly. God, Haman's so cool.
She really is. She's the coolest.
Never done anything wrong.
No, not at all. But we see Haman telling Mashmer that his mission right now is to take out Glemy.
Yes.
Don't worry about the Argama. It's not going to do anything. They're waiting for us to do this fight. So you need to go take care of Glemy.
Mm-hmm.
And then she
God.
notices Mashmer's messed up rose, and she gifts him with a new wonderful rose.
She had that fucking rose ready to go for him.
She knew. She knew.
She fucking knew. And she says, Mashmer, I give you this rose scented with my skin and my life's breath. And like, Mashmer's just kind of like fucked up on the pill right now because he doesn't really freak out over it.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, thanks. And like puts it on his vest.
Mm-hmm. And he walks away, and then Haman calls Ilya over because Ilya Pazama's here, and she's like, "Hey, Mashmer's really fucked up right now. Please keep an eye on him." We gave him like fucking 6 Wario pills. I think that might have been too much. Mashmer's kind of off the shits right now.
And we cut back to Rue and Judo. Like they sneak up to the building. Judo like uses a tool to cut through the window and reach in and like unlock it from the inside. Yeah. And Rue's like, "How do you know that? How do you know how to do that?"
He just knows.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, I used to do this all the time back on back on Shangri-La." She's like, "Don't brag about it."
Yeah, it's so good. No, it's cool. But yeah, like the whole time, Haman's kind of like looking around for him. Oh, by the way, we do see we see a couple mobile suits in this scene. We see I believe it's called a Shuzrum Diaz. Shuzrum Diaz. It's a Rick Diaz, but it has these 2 like artillery cannons on its backs. Ooh, it's a lot more red. It looks, yeah. You see like the top half of them because it's in like the front of the shot, but they look kind of cool. It's marked on Wikipedia, so it's worth adding to my list for the tier maker.
Oh, absolutely.
But we also see Mashmer going out in his own Zaku 3. And it's cool. It's like the original Zaku green colors, but a lot darker, and it has like the red accent on the cockpit. I like it. It looks cool. It has also like big propellant tanks on the back too.
I thought it was really cool. I was kind of like bummed that he didn't have like a signature mobile suit again. Mm-hmm. Or the Hama Hama, because I don't think that got destroyed.
Bring back the Hama Hama. Give him a new one. Come on.
Give him the Hama Hama Hama.
Hama Hama. Yeah, the triple Hama.
Just keep adding a Hama every time he has to get an upgrade.
Watch out! I will defeat you in my Hama 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 Hama.
Hama 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 Hamelia.
Fuck you! Come on.
That was really bad. I'm sorry.
God. Oh god, that was good. That was fucking delightful. So yeah, Judo and Ryu sneak in. We see poor little Minerva Dobby's crying because the power went out and Lady Hamon's not here right now.
And everybody just always leaves her alone.
I'm baby, please stop leaving me alone.
She said, Hamon doesn't really care about me.
Maybe Glemy's right for rebelling against Hamon and Axis. Who can possibly say? From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
And so they're like, okay, no, let's get you out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And they like start crawling through the window with her. And Hamon like walks in right as they're climbing out of the window. Mm-hmm. So Judo
by the way,
stays behind.
We did get a shot earlier of Hamon getting like a fucking like splitting headache because she knows Judo's here right now. She's like, that fucking boy. She's been like focusing way too much on Glemy right now, so she kind of like got tuned wrongly. So now Judo was able to kind of get in here, but now she's finally going after his ass.
And she's got like a gun trained on him the entire time.
Yeah,
and she's like, We have to stop Glemy. He's trying to revive the old Zeon.
Mm-hmm. Judo also T-poses at Haman to, like, block her from shooting at Rue and Muneva as they leave through the window.
And then Judo's like, isn't that what you're doing, though?
Yes, but I'm doing it the right way. Yeah, she says some wild shit about, like, she's reviving the Zeon bloodline to get back at the Zabi family, and Glemy's gonna do it the old way, and they're doing the same fucking thing, basically.
And I was just like, I don't even want to know what she's planning on doing with the Zeon bloodline. like, and no, I don't want to know anything about this.
Yeah, she just wants more Q-Blaze, really. I think we should give it to her. But yeah, as this happens, the power comes back on, and we cut over. Judo kind of, like, is able to leave through the window, and Haman shoots at him, but he dodges it. And he's fine. And we cut over, we see fucking Rue now is holding Muneva at gunpoint so that they can get on a jet to escape.
And she tells the guards to, like, back off or she'll kill Muneva.
Mm-hmm.
And Mashmer is out in his mobile suit, and he notices the disturbance around that jet.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like, takes a step towards it, and she's like, nah, not you either.
Yeah, no, yeah, like...
And then she kind of leans down and whispers in Mineva's ear. She's like, I won't really shoot you.
I'm not gonna fucking murder you, you 8-year-old girl. And she says, oh, thank you. How nice of you, nice lady. I like your purple hair.
And then Judo finally catches up.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing Judo kind of makes Mashmer, like, see red.
Yes.
And so he takes another step forward. And Haman is like, hey, stop it.
Fucking enough of this bullshit. And Haman is like, if you fucking escape, like, we're gonna shoot you down, kill you, Muneva's gonna die. And Haman is, like, able to basically convince Judo to give Muneva back to her so they can, and, you know, she'll let them escape with their lives if they do. And Judo is like, I kind of gotta trust Haman, don't I? Oof, yeesh, oof.
And he's like, I trust that she will definitely blow us up with Muneva. I don't know if she'll let us leave here just fine, but I definitely know that she will let Muneva die to kill us.
But at least we won't have an 8-year-old's blood on our hands if we do it this way. So I guess, you know, it's the moral fucking high ground.
And so they give her back, and they take off, and Haman gives them like a 3-4 second head start, and then is like, all right, go get them, guys.
Fucking get their asses. Yeah, and Mashmer and Ilya fly off after them, and they're able to escape the colony as the blast doors on the cockpit close. So it's like, I guess they were able to escape just fine. Haman fucked up by not actually just, like, killing them right then and there. Damn, Haman, you fucked up.
She had to think about her honor.
That's true.
But they see that the battle has already started.
This battle is fucking going off.
And Rakan is leading a group that is piloting a bunch of another new mobile suit, Dovin Wolf.
The Dovin Wolf is so fucking sick looking too. Oh my god, there's so many robots here. Jake, tell me about the Dovin Wolf.
So the Dovin Wolf is a
woof.
I don't even know, like, what you call this color, like a light blue-green.
It's like a dark turquoise.
Yeah, there we go. It's a dark turquoise with, like, really dark gray head and chest parts for, like, its accents and its arms. And then it's got some red accents all over it as well. And it's got just, like, this big like backpack that's kind of a jet.
Backpack for its applesauce.
And it's got, you know, the beautiful mono eye that we all love.
Mm-hmm. It has a kind of like spikes, antenna spikes that the Hama had too.
It does. I was just looking at those, and then it's got like 2 or 3. It looks like verniers, like right in the middle of its chest.
Yeah, I don't know. I think those might be cannons, actually. I think the verniers have the yellow accents, and I think the cannons on its chest have red ones. But like,
that makes more sense.
This thing looks so fucking sick. Like,
yeah, it's like super angular, and it's got like stuff kind of poking out everywhere.
It's interesting. Cool. So like the sort of like tummy cannons, I think they're, according to the wiki, it was developed from the Psycho Gundam, so you can kind of see that. It has a very wide stance too, and it's kind of a stubbier torso than you'd normally see on a mobile suit. But like, I love at the end of Double Z, they're like, "We're going to show you every fucking cool robot we can imagine right now." And I said, "Yes, please, thank you, keep it coming, wonderful, tremendous work."
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, Rakan's out in those, and then we see Pull 2 launching in the Queen Mansa. Again, fucking big, large, McHuge, motherfucker unlimited, going apeshit.
It's just mwah, lovely. You love to see
I love how shiny it looks in the show. Like, it's drawn as if it's like, has this like glossy sheen to it, the Queen Mansa does.
And I think one thing that we didn't really mention when we were talking about the Queen Mansa and just how cool it looks is like a lot of suits, kind of like the Dovin Wolf we were just talking about, are very angular. This one's like all round.
This one's
there's
all
hardly
round.
an angle to be seen on this thing.
Round and shiny and curvy. Yeah. It's got those fucking sexy robot curves. And it launches. It's really cool. You can, and you know, it's I think it is like a sort of demonstration of Pull's power, because you see it flying. It just like evaporates asteroids as it flies near them. But it doesn't like bump into them. It looks like they're kind of like repelled by like some like force field around Pull right now.
She's got that new type field going around.
She's got that fucking new type field.
That soup aura.
Ooh, she's got that. The soup is so hot. It's evaporating things before they can even get close to it. And then we also see the Gundam team. The rest of the Gundam team sortie, because we see Bicha and L and Mondo are going out there in the Hyakshiki and the Mega Rider and the Mark II. And like fucking everyone in Smash Bros. Works, everyone is here.
And they're not going out to join the fight directly, but they're going out to like form a defensive line around
recon
the Argama and the Lavianos.
I do a very, very cool touch is in the Hyakshiki. I think it's is it Bicha in the Hyakshiki, I believe?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, Bicha's in the Hyakshiki, and we see the Hyakshiki doing the sort of like scanning eyes. Because there's a shot of it, it's like on an asteroid looking around. You can see its eyes like blinking red. And this is true for the Gunpla as well. When the Hyakshiki does scanning, it has these sort of like horizontal red lines dashing across its visor. And like, I'm really glad they show that in the show again. Yeah, like my Hyakshiki Gunpla, I put that, like, it comes with 3 different stickers for the different like colors of the Hyakushiki's eyes. So I gave it the scanning colors because I think it just looked the coolest. So it's like, cool. It's a cute little touch. I like it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And let me see.
This is when we cut over to Judo and Rue, who they kind of get caught by Mashmer and Ilya. They gotta fucking book it out of there while they're being chased.
And then Glemy sees like notice of the movement of the Argama and the troops around the Argama, and so he orders his forces to start attacking the Argama.
Let's fuck this dumb shit up.
And Emery says something about like, I'll be your shield.
Yeah, because like, you know, it is like just Laviandra is a lot bigger than the Nail Argama, and we want to protect the Nail Argama. And I'll fucking hand to Emery. She's doing something important for once. She's blocking all the shots, and she's like telling everyone to leave. She's like, I'm gonna go down with the ship. I'm the captain here. Like, this is what Bright would do. So it's not the worst thing she's ever done. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so then we jump back to Rue and Judo. Rue's still fighting, but she tells Judo to go and protect the Argama.
Yeah,
and they have like a nice little interaction. He's like, all right, don't die. And she's like, of course not. I still have a lot to do.
Yeah, that's me. Like, whenever there's a game coming out soon, I'm like, I need to be very careful. I need to make sure nothing happens to me so I can play Monster Hunter Rise.
I must live for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Hey, man, I mean, you're fucking, what are you waiting on now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Fucking Melody of Memory 2.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Oh, shit, yeah, that's fucking true. God, Jake, that game's gonna be so good. I don't even have a PlayStation 5, but yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna get a PS5 until Final Fantasy 16 comes out, I think. I think that's gonna be like the sort of main thing that gets me to get one. But I will be getting Ratchet and Clank.
I'm not gonna get one probably for a couple years until they're cheaper.
Until I can buy one without having to like freak out online, you know?
Yeah, or
what a concept.
Where I can do it without having to be like, okay, Mr. Scalper, come here.
Yeah, I will pay MSRP and not a cent more.
Yep.
But we're back at the fight, and, you know, Emery's still protecting them. And now the fucking Queen Mansa shows up, and Pull 2 is like, hey, want to see a cool trick? And then just starts, like, going fucking ham, firing every funnel she has, lasers everywhere. Oh my god. It's so good.
And she kind of senses that Judo wasn't there. And so she turns to leave. She's like, all right, whatever. I blew some shit up. I'm heading out. And Emery's like, oh yeah, motherfucker? And shoots the arms of the Lavian Rose, the ones that like would attach to the ships and like start working on them. She launches the fucking arms at her.
It's so funny. And she's like, what do you do? Like, it's not going to work. But then I think she gets like distracted by something and like turns around and then like gets bonked on the back with one of the arms. So it very much does work.
And Pull 2 is kind of pissed. And she turns back to finish the job because she's like, this isn't a joke.
Yeah. Like, fucking, can you not? And Emery, I think Emery just like launches more arms.
Yeah. And the Argama tries to like pull up to give the Lavian Rose cover fire, but she keeps piloting the Lavian Rose to stay in front of it so they can't help out.
Yeah.
And then this is when Pull 2 says, oh, this isn't a joke. And she like blows up all the arms.
She does it with like the chest cannon of the Queen Monster. It fires this fucking like it looks like a geyser of like liquid almost. Like it's like she fires like the fucking surge that's within the Queen Monster right now at the Lavian Rose.
I was kind of thinking that it looks like Judo's forehead beam, but green. Kinda.
You know what? It's probably very similar technology. I wouldn't be surprised if like they were decently similar. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. It's like just a fuck off laser, and then she fires it and melts all those things and like flies past all the Gundam team and fires all of her funnels at Lavian Rose and just fucking torches the damn thing down.
And Emery dies screaming for Bright.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. I'll just say it, I don't feel bad. Yeah, I mean, she did a good thing once, but the entire time was her trying to get a married man to fuck her, so sorry, honey.
Yeah, and like even earlier, Judo like made a joke about like, oh yeah, I'll tell Captain Bright's family that for you. And she got pissed off at him, and she's like, "Don't you dare!"
It's a sin if you know you're doing wrong while you're doing it. Whatever the fuck. So yeah, she's dying, and now Judo flies back to Pull, and he sees
the explosion and kind of is like, I gotta stop her.
Yeah, and he's doing ideology at her, and he's like he's fucking Skypes her and he's messaging her and he's like, hey, you're a puppet, and she says, no puppet, you're the puppet. And like at this point the fucking ghost of Pull is like, you are a puppet, like otherwise how else would a little girl like you be a soldier? And this is fucking Pull 2 up.
And one thing that I think is kind of neat, and I don't know if this is just how I imagined it or if this is what was intended, but so Judo's talking to her, and then Pull 1 kind of like fades in and says all that stuff. And I was like, I wonder if that's actually what Judo is saying. And like she's just hearing it as Pull.
Oh shit! No, you know what? I feel like I wonder if that's like something subconscious with Pull 2, where it's like she knows that what Judo's saying is right, so if she can imagine it's coming from Pull, she'll actually believe it. That's a really, really good point. I like that, because at this point, like Pull's spirit is like pretty much merged with Judo's right now, just because of how much like Pull's still sticking around to help him.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely would buy into that. That's good shit. That's good shit.
And so then Pull 2 runs away, and Judo is like, okay, I need to go make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah. Now Mashmer's here too, though, because, you know, as he's like flying back, Mashmer's here, and Mashmer's like, once again, just like fucking rocking up that Wario pill. He's like, cannot be calmed down right now. All he wants is to get this fucking new type kid.
He's like about to barbarian rage at him, and Ilya calms him down. And is like, hey, come back to Earth. Come back to me. You're okay.
Ilya has to give him a Mario pill.
She gives him the Mario pill?
Yeah, she has to give him the Mario pill that's like, you know, it's the spectrum of Mario to Wario, and then the other axis is Wario to Waluigi to Luigi. Honestly, you can plot fucking every Gundam character like that.
Oh god.
But yeah, the last sort of scene here is Millie is holding Emery's fucking body, because I mean, you know, Millie was able to escape in time. Only Emery died here, which is good. Like, that's heroic of her. And, you know, she's holding her, and, like, they wipe off the, like, dust on her visor, and they see her face, and Judo's, like, crying and holding her, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't get here sooner. And it's like, I feel bad on paper, but I don't feel bad that it's Emery, you know?
Yeah, like, I'm like, oh, darn, but not, like, too torn up about it.
Yeah, I'm not fucking devastated. I can't think of many worse characters to die here, so, we're getting off better that way. Fuck. Well, hey, Jake, only 3 fucking more episodes to go. What the hell?
Right? This is nuts.
If I got my math right, this episode's going to go up next week when we're recording the finale. So in 2 weeks, no, in 1 week. Okay, next week, which is the day that this episode gets posted, a week from today when it's recorded, I will be opening up the mailbag for Double Zeta. It'll be open for a week. Since we'll be doing the wrap episode after the finale, that will give us time to get questions in. So we have things to discuss. We can talk about ideology for once. Maybe who could possibly say? So that will be for that. I got that right. No segment today. We're kind of short on time because again, Jake is telling Miss Rona no. Jake is getting stuck. We love it.
Getting the poke.
Getting that big old pokey poke. So let's wind down, Jake. Where can we find you on the internet, my friend?
You can find me on twitter.com at Mr. Jakey Poo. You can also find me on a podcast, Most Foul, where my wife and I are reading through the Artemis Fowl books, her for the first time and me revisiting them. And then I'm also on Hearts Against Balance, a Kingdom Hearts inspired actual play podcast. And I am playing Seahawk from Chara.
Much as I love Kingdom Hearts, Jake, I'm really glad that we didn't get more Kingdom Hearts seeping into the podcast like we did last week with all the fucking darkness and light bullshit.
Yeah, no, I agree. But where can we find you, Max?
I am on Twitter at MaxyBajillion, Instagram as well. My other shows are called Pod of Greed, the world's number one and only Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, sponsored by Kaiba Corp. That's on Twitter at Pod of Greed Cast. And I also have a show called Slappers Only, which is on Twitter at SlappersOnlyPod or SlappersOnlyPod.com. Tune in next week for Portal 2. That's going to be a fucking fun time. Or the week this episode comes out, Portal 2 will be out. That'll be fun. That game is a big soundtrack. And a wonderful game at that. This show is Wellcool Robot. You can go to twitter.com/WellCoolPodcast. In this episode description and all episode descriptions, really, and the actual Twitter, there's a link to our Discord where you can join and hang out. We got a lot of people joining us lately. This is fun. I like having friends.
It's been a blast.
I like chatting. And you can go to noisepace.xyz. From there, you can see this and many more podcasts. I think right now the site's actually a little fucky. It'll look like you're going to get a virus, but you probably won't.
Whoops.
Anyway, noisepace.xyz. Check it out. Fun fucking time. Final order of business. I have an important question for you, Jake.
Yes.
What's that robot of the week?
My robot of the week is Robot.
Elaborate.
I have been watching this new show on Amazon Prime that is animate. It's an animated version of the Invincible comic book from Image Comics. And there's a superhero whose name is Robot. And I thought, well, hey, I'm enjoying this show, so I'm gonna shout it out on the episode and say my robot of the week is Robot from Invincible.
That's a cool looking. Wow, it looks like a. I like it. He has a cool skull mouth. He looks like Ultron a little bit.
A little bit. Robot's not the best dude ever. He's not the best robot, but he's pretty cool. And I wanted to talk about Invincible a little bit because I really liked that comic.
Hell yeah! Thanks, Robot. I see a video of him tearing off a comic panel of him tearing off a pregnant woman's leg. So maybe he is not that good of a guy, but
yeah, I don't remember the context for that, but I'm sure that it wasn't.
I'm sure he had a good reason.
Oh, I'm sure he didn't.
Oh, it's like a Bender situation then.
Yeah, I won't get spoilers, but
he's a little bit of a stinker from what I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, we all can be stinkers sometimes. Well, thank you, listener, for listening, for doing your due diligence and hanging out with us every week like you do. Next week, finale. Good fucking times. Can't wait. And finally, Jake, as we always say,
in the words of, I guess, Robot from Invincible. Yep. Wow, cool me. Wait, no, fuck, I said it backwards. Shit.
No, that's it. That's the ending. You done it. That's good.